right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. A busy week of tastings here. And, you know, every other week we're at Cafe Maxx on Wednesday night. We threw some people off this week. We did a tasting on Tuesday night. Well, they got a better offer on Wednesday night. Somebody booked the back room. So we'll move it one night, either way, Tuesday or Thursday. So but this week was Tuesday. And one of my favorite subjects of study, the Piedmont. And hey, we're going to put together a big Barolo Barbaresco tasting here at the store in October because I love the Piedmont so much. And somebody asked me to. And I said, what the hell, man? We got a lot of wines in the Piedmont to sell. We might as well. We don't think we've ever done a big walk-around Piedmont tasting. We've done with different producers, but not just a general one. So keep an eye out for that. If you love the Piedmont and everyone at this tasting, well, other than the group that was there for birthday party. Actually, they loved the wines too. Some good customers were in that group. But kind of a surprise, Daryl. You may want to let me know next time. We're doing an event at Cafe Maxx in the back room that half the crowd is a birthday party. But like I said, some good customers in that birthday party. And some great wines. The Chiretto Blanchone is the only white on the table. And they don't make a lot of white wine in the Piedmont. They do Cortese di Gavi. That's the name of the grape, Cortese from Gavi, and then Arnese, which was almost extinct at one point, and Chiretto controls the market here. They're over 50% of the production of Arnese and Roero, and this one is a really typical Arnese that has that little bit of effervescence to it, really clean and refreshing style, pear and apple fruit, the lemon zest, a little chalky seashell minerality, and a little hint of sweetness on the tongue there, but a very good example. $21, a great little value as well. And then talk about value, man, this little Rosso wine from Vajra Winery, wow. This has got Nebbiolo, Dolcetto, Barbera, Pinot Noir, Fresa, Alborosa, and every grape they grow in the Piedmont almost, but what wonderful little bright, fresh red berry fruit coming through on the nose, this pretty floral aromas, this light, truffly, earthy note, just a really lovely, light and refreshing red, but not light in nuance. Light in price at $15, wow. Definitely the best value on the table, nothing close, and one of the best values we have in the store. All right, the Vietti Perbacco, talk about values. This is the only producer in the Piedmont that makes an entry-level wine from 100% Cru Barolo vineyards, and we've had this wine many times. We have magnums in the store. The name refers to an old expression that signifies a surprise, and when you open the bottle, you're surprised that the wine is that freaking good for $25. This wine's got an array of pretty floral notes, exotic spices, and lovely red cherry fruit. Even better on the second day. For an entry-level wine, just amazing, thick and chewy red berry fruit here showing. Thick, smooth, velvety tannins. Definitely more drinkable than the other wines from Vietti in the Nebbiolo category, but this wine still has got structure and a little bit tannic right now. I would give this wine a few years in the bottle. And for an entry-level wine, you don't say that very often, especially in areas like the Piedmont. All right, the Rovelotti Gemme, and this wine is from north of Barbaresco and Barolo, and this wine, very intense, man. A bouquet of rose petals, black tar, earthy truffle notes, good hand of ripe red cherry fruit also, a single vineyard wine, and that's the name of the vineyard, the Chioso del Pomi, and really classic Piedmont, though. Wow, this wine is big and chewy on the tongue. Even though it's 07, still has some tannins here, that cherry liqueur-like fruit, exotic spices, floral notes, incredibly complex. This wine needs a little time to come together fully still, but everything in proportion. Excellent juice. And like I said, relative values, all of these wines, $35, $45, whatever this wine was. Wow. $35 for the Luigi Giordano Barbaresco Cavana, which for Cru Barbaresco, that is a steal. Cavana is a single vineyard. Gaia uses some of this vineyard wine. He owns some of it in his Barbaresco DOCG, which is $150 to $200 a bottle, and a very steep slope. And this wine, it's got a lovely bouquet, truffles, dried rose petals, incense, spice, red cherry fruit. And this 2011, sorry, it said 10 on the tasting sheet, almost as good as 10, a little more forward and drinkable, though, than the 10. A really pure Barbaresco. It has all that essence, the rose petals, the tar, the truffle, the spice, and very drinkable. This wine needs a little ossobuco with truffle risotto. The essence of the Piedmont. Excellent juice and an incredible value, just like the Azalea Barolo DOCG. Wow. Castiglione Filetto and Serralunga di Albo vineyards go into this, and this wine has got incredible power, finesse, and elegance at the same time. A really sweet nose of cherries, black currants, licorice, really nice earthy components here, but the fruit really stands out at this point. There's cherries, and aged for 2 years in large casks. So these guys do use some new oak at Azalea, but not in this cuvee. And lovely flowers, truffles, and earthy notes coming through on the finish. Some firm tannins here, but these 11s, like I said, a lot more forward than their 10 counterparts. All right, the Monseco Prato Grande Cisano. And this is also one of those wines from north of Barolo and Barbaresco, and a blend of 3 varietals, though. You're allowed to blend up here Nebbiolo, Vespolina, and Uvarera. An exotic bouquet here, those exotic spices, dried flowers, fresh earth, truffles, tar, very complex, dark cherry fruits. This wine's got the best of all 3 of these varietals here. A lot of that lovely berry fruit, intense spice, truffle, earthy notes, and still quite tannic. These 2009s, although they were very forward, this wine could go 10 more years in the cellar at least. And this next wine, the Odera Barolo Valero, could go 20 or 30. The biggest wine of the night. Maybe it didn't get any votes tonight because it needs time. These 2010 Barolos, a classic vintage, are going to need time. You want to put these wines aside, but this wine still had a lovely intensity of dark cherry berry fruit, black truffles, tar, and really big. A great vintage, like I said, and a great vintage in the Piedmont means 50 years or more in the bottle. So a big and chewy wine, lots of tannins, and but this wine had a lot of fruit, had a lot of spice, had a lot of everything, a long layered finish, most excellent juice, and $70. I mean, it's expensive, but they'll make a few hundred cases of this wine. For a wine of this quality that you can keep for 50 years, to me, to be under $100 is very reasonably priced. That's what we had to drink at our Piedmont tasting at Cafe Maxx. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.